located adjacent to Folsom Lake on the Granite Bay on Auburn-Folsom Road. It's just a little bit west of the dam.
Right. I had a deal in my mind. I was trying to, when I worked for California Rural Water, and I realized my mistake now. I was thinking of San Luis Water District, which is based down I can't think of the name now. Down by
Los Banos?
Los Banos.
Los Banos.
That's right. So, okay, and then something that's off district agenda is I'm good friends with Kenny Lee, who operates the Family for Fitness gym over between Angels Camp and Vallecito, and he is opening up now another facility office here in San Andreas, and he will be extending discounts to government employees or municipal employees, and so I just make that known.
Thank you, Dennis. All right, I got a couple things to report on. One is the Park and Rec meeting. The Foothill Park and Rec is meeting the same night as the Chamber dinner. It's January 29th from 5 to 7 down in Rancho Calaveras Clubhouse to further discuss with the community the idea of the park. So that what time is the dinner and camps? 6 p.m. Okay. And also, I went to the MRA, the Mokelumne River Association, and I don't know if Director Dean, if you know it yet, you were re-elected president there as well for the next year or 2 years probably. But I did want to mention,
guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Everybody said you do such a great job.
Yeah.
It saved everybody a lot of time this year, I'll tell you that.
And with that said, I think we're well positioned. CCWD is with Bob's also the president of Aqua Region 3 and does a lot of work there and is well recognized for his efforts. And Director Stump with Mountain County Water Resource Association had been president. He was again reelected for what, a third term here?
Second term.
Second term.
Second is the president.
Yeah. Okay, well, and that's all I have. I just wanted to make that. Go ahead, Don. You have one.
Two things as far as future agenda items. I was approached by some of the contractors in Arnold, and I spent the last few days working with some of their issues, and I'd like to bring back to the board the whole meter sizing option. I think that there's some things that I didn't fully understand that I'd like to reevaluate or maybe better understand, and I think it might have some far-reaching impacts on CCWD that I don't know that we might not have been aware of. So I'd like to look at that again. And then,
when you say meter sizing, what are we talking about?
The actual size of meter necessary for the sprinkler system issue for new builders.
Okay.
And then on the finance committee meeting, I'd like to agendize the item wholesale water sales, to have a discussion regarding that in the finance committee. That's it.
Okay. And Director Dean just reminded me of next week we have our Federal Water Summit at the San Andreas Town Hall from 9 to 3. Congressman McClintock will be present, as well as representatives from Senator Feinstein's office. Mitch, you have anything further to add on that?
No, it should be a very informative meeting, but it's just a reminder that it's a very initial dialogue, and ordinarily this is the kind of meeting that you get criticized because it wouldn't have taken place in public view. And in this case, we've opened it to public view, but just the nature of the timeline, we have to be restrictive in how much public comment. This is not intended so much for public comment. It's intended to get practitioners on the ground a chance to have a dialogue to see if it's even feasible, and if it is feasible, to explore what routes and what a future project could look like. So we're trying to go forward with making sure that people understand this is not intended to be a railroad, but in fact, we erred by going open and public, and we wanted to make sure everyone was aware of it as opposed to trying to close people out of it.
Director Stone?
Sorry. I sit on the Aqua's Energy Committee, and they've ramped up a little bit, and they've got a new chair for this committee. But yesterday I received a agenda and a comment letter regarding CPUC rule changes that they're starting to look at. I've given Mitch a copy of potential changes, and CPUC, their ideas in terms of energy and how it's going to affect water agencies is pretty staggering into the future. It could be a real expensive process for CCWD. So we'll have an opportunity to make comments to CPUC through the Energy Committee, but it's like it's happening right in front of us. I've got to make the comments known here in the next week, type of thing. But it sounds like the CPUC is ramped up big time, and we're going to have to watch them real close. Thank you for that, Mitch.
Okay, on to item 11 on our agenda, next board meetings, Wednesday, February 12th, 2014, 9 a.m. right here in this room. Also, following that, Wednesday, February 26th, 2014. Item 12 is a closed session. We're going to go into closed session here after a short break to discuss conference with legal counsel, potential litigation, government code 54956.9C. You got one? Go.
Interrupt you because we're going to table 12A and only do 12B.
Okay. Correction, going into closed session to discuss one item, conference with legal counsel, litigation, government code 54956.9, Service Employees International Union Local 1021 versus CCWD, CMSCS number ARB-12-0268. We'll take a short 5-minute break. Thank you.
Can I make one final comment before you adjourn? I just want to thank Mitch after a suggestion I made a meeting or two ago about having handouts available so those of us with weak eyes and equivalent minds would be better able to understand the discussions as they were going on, and I find them now out there today. And with your permission, I'll be taking some of the extra copies and distributing to people around the county who are also interested in not here today.
Very good. All right, thanks, Ken. All right, we're adjourned.
Recess.
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 Well, I think it's already 2 weeks in.